Hey everyone, Retro John here, and today I have a review that I've been waiting for since I found out that this was going to be a reissue. This is the new Walmart reissue, exclusive of course, Transformers Autobot Blaster. This was one of my favorite Transformer figures growing up, and I am so happy to be able to add him back into the collection. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box before we open him up. So first off, we have that great classic Transformers artwork and box art that we've come to know with this lineup. Very vintage style. On top, we have the transformation sequence from Boombox to Autobot Robot Blaster. We have some artwork here on the side. Same goes for the other side. And then we have this wonderful artwork here on the back that we all really love. We have his bio card, of course. His bio card, it's in different languages, and then we have that vintage classic type of power level grid that we had with the original, and of course we have where the points would be. There's the Autobot symbol. So with that being said, let's go ahead and open him up and take a look at the figure inside, because I am excited. Hey guys, so here we have Blaster out of the box. And he looks exactly like I remember him. He looks fantastic. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure here. So let's go ahead and go over all the articulation first on this guy. So he has his head. It can move all the way around due to his transformation. And I'll say this right now. Most of his articulation is due to his transformation. His arms can go all the way around. He does have twists that go all the way around. Again, part of his transformation. His legs do not go forward and backwards, but they can go outward like that. Again, part of his transformation. And that's about all the articulation you're going to get out of this guy. So, let's go ahead and go over some of the details and things like that. First off, the head sculpt, which I'll go ahead and bring in here. Really hard to do. There we go. Looks amazing. Looks fantastic. Exactly how I remember it. I always really enjoyed this figure. One thing I want to note that I did not have to place any of the stickers on this figure. They came pre-stuck. They, pre-applied. And I absolutely, really appreciate that. And we'll go over more of the details on this guy once we transform him. But the first thing I want to go over is he is incredibly light. I somehow remember him being at least a little bit more top heavy. I don't know if it's something I remember and it's wrong, but to go along with that, the plastic does not seem its best. It really doesn't. I mean, it's the same mold. It's definitely the same mold. But the plastic, I don't know, it feels a lot different than the other Transformers for starters. And also, it feels different from the original Blaster. And like I said, Blaster was my favorite Transformer figure growing up. So I remember him quite vividly, quite fondly. But yeah, this, I don't know, it almost seems like a knockoff. It seems cheaply made, and I don't know why. I really hope this isn't going to be the norm going forward with the reissues, if they do any more reissues. I'm hoping they do. Blaster and Astro Train beat out. I know they beat out Perceptor and I think 2 other Transformers. I'm hoping for a Perceptor next reissue. That would be awesome. But no, he just seems very cheaply made. The plastic just seems very cheap. He doesn't seem, he's like that. He was very light. So yeah, just something to think about. Let's go ahead and transform him, and then we'll go over all the other details. So he's very easy to transform. So he's got these two, part of his feet here. You just put that up, and then we'll go up here, turn his head, fold it in like so. You're going to want to take his wrists like so, just kind of push them up like that. And push those in gently, like so. Now you're going to take those feet. Remember I told you that they went out? Well, that's why. And you're going to want to pull these out. Just go ahead and put that there. Do the same with this side over here. Just like so. Then, oops, push that down. And then you just want to match these up like so, and there you go. And now he is transformed. Pretty cool. I mean, like I say, he looks exactly like the vintage used to. He just doesn't feel like the vintage used to. I mean, he really does feel incredibly light. A lot lighter than I remember. I wish I still had my original so I can compare. The color over here also seems different. I remember him being more of a straight gray plastic, and this definitely seems more of a... not really gray, but not really white. And I don't know if it's coming off, but he's got some like glitter on there. I don't know. It's in the paint, so it's not going to come off on you. See, so let's go over the little details here. Of course, he's got his little speakers, which are hollowed out, so they actually look like speakers. That's awesome. He's got his on and off switch. However, unlike Soundwave, it is not movable. You can't move it. Same with his little tuner switch here. And he also has an out port for earphones, which is awesome. We have the date here of 1984, the old Hasbro and Takora logo. Let's go ahead and go over the front. Now, one thing I do love about this that I can't say so much about on my original, this opens, mine didn't. So, and you do that by, here's the eject button, you actually have them labeled. Eject, off, and play. So you push the eject button and boom, it works. And apparently this is notorious for breaking the vintage, so hopefully they fix that part. And yes, you can put the vintage tapes and the Soundwave tapes in here. I just don't have them out available. I'm currently doing some rearranging and cleaning, and they are put away, so I do apologize for that, but they will fit. And again, that's just awesome. Something else that's awesome, I mean, again, I'm not sure if it was what they did with the original, that did it with this, but these buttons also work. I mean, you push play and it actually sticks. And then you hit off and it'll pop right back off. And that's awesome. It sounds like an old cassette deck. Listen. I mean, that is awesome. I absolutely love this thing. I'm so happy to have him back in my collection. So I'm going to go ahead and transform him back real quick here. And you're going to want to make sure that these legs are out because they will go in. So you want to make sure these are out. And these are put in. Make sure you fold these out. And these were tough to get out at first, so I'm glad they're kind of loosening up a little bit. And then we'll do the arms. Go ahead and put him back up. There we go. We'll do the arms, pull those out. And these have been a little difficult to get out. So I'm going to do this, turn that, and there we go. Really got to work on that. This. There we go. And then the head. And so Blaster is back to being transformed. If he seems a little wobbly, I believe it's because this slightly sticks out a bit. I'm not sure how else to really fix that. I mean, it's in as far as it will go. So, but I don't really have any trouble standing him over. He doesn't flip down or anything, or fall down or anything. So, Blaster does come with one accessory. And that is this awesome gun. Actually pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure the name of it, but I think it's really cool. I actually really like it. And something I noticed, and now keep in mind, this figure came out, I believe, in 1984. Take a look at the side here. the design. You got the rounded circle, and you got these little offbeat sides here. Does that remind you of a certain Transformers artifact known as the Matrix of Leadership? And it's like that on the other side as well. Again, I don't know if I'm just looking too much into it or what, but this again was made in '84. I believe the movie came out in '86, so who knows? But this does fit in either hand, and it just looks like so. And there you go. He's ready for action. Like I said, unfortunately, he can only hold it straight out, but still, I mean, or you know, you can have him turn sideways, things like that. And of course, we have this wonderful instruction sheet that shows you how to transform him from Boombox or Ghetto Blaster, as they were called back in the 80s, because that's where he gets his name, Blaster. And then you can go backwards, you can transform him back to Tape Deck and Robot and all that, if you so choose to do so there. But really cool. I absolutely love having this figure back in my collection. He was sorely missed. So my nitpicks on this guy. First off, he's incredibly light. The plastic is obvious. I don't know. It's very cheap feeling. It doesn't seem as heavy as it once did. And again, I might just be remembering it wrong. I haven't seen in any other videos where somebody else had the same issue. I don't know. The plastic does seem kind of cheap on this thing. And again, compared that to Astro Train, which was the other figure that came out. Yin and yang. Yin and yang. And I do wish, and this isn't a current flaw, this is a flaw back when he was created. I wish there was a spot to place his gun in when he's transformed into a boombox. Because Soundwave has a spot for his weapons. You know, he's got the battery pack in the back, and you just they serve as his batteries, and they go in there. So I wish there was a spot for this, like you know, plug it into the back and make the long and like an antenna or something. That would have been really cool. But alas, once you transform him into a boombox, you put his gun off to the side, and that's that. And of course, you risk losing it that way. But that is a flaw from the original, and it's just carried over to the current. Now, I actually have more, I think, positive to say on this. First off, like I said, I'm really happy to have him back. Blaster was my favorite Transformer figure that I owned back in the day. Of course, I didn't own very many, but I did own him, and he was my favorite. I love the fact that they brought him back out as a reissue. It's fantastic. I love the fact that his tape deck actually works, and I hope they fix the issue so it doesn't break. And I also love the fact that you can actually take the vintage tapes and the current reissue tapes and use them in his chest. Now, they just need to reissue some of the Autobot tapes to fit him. I'm not sure why they didn't do that. I mean, I'm aware that he didn't, I don't believe he came with any, but they did release them in individual packs, I believe, or 2 packs originally. He transforms perfect and flawlessly. I have no issues transforming him. He looks exactly like he did in the vintage line, maybe minus the legs. Again, I might be remembering that wrong. It might be the same exact color. But I feel that these are just a slightly different color. Again, I'm a big fan of the chrome stickers for the new reissues. And not only do they look great, but it's a nice distinguish from the original figures, so nobody can try passing these off as the original vintage G1 figures, even though I put these in with my G1 figures. So, you know. So yeah, I love this thing overall. The price point right now is $30. He's just now hitting Walmart stores, as far as I know. As far as I know, they're just now hitting. I don't know if they hit earlier in the year or what, but my stores are just now getting them. They go for $29. They go for $30, and I think he's perfect for a $30 figure. I really do. I don't think you're really getting ripped off. Unlike the Astro Train, which came out, I believe, at a $40 price point, which should have been sold for maybe $20 or $30, $25 or $30. This one's selling at $30. I think it's perfect. The stickers are pre-applied, so you don't have to worry about that. You get a nice color instruction manual. The box is nice, vintage looking. The figure is great looking, despite the plastic used. And yeah, so go out, get one right now if you can. They're also available on Walmart.com. I had one pre-ordered until I found this in the store, and then I bought this and canceled my pre-order. And so yeah, so go pick one up. I think it's fantastic, especially if you're a Transformers Generation 1 fan. You're gonna love this guy. So until next time, until all are one.